Our final action for the sandbox tool for this model is going to be to use some organic shapes that we draw in plan to create, and use the drape tool to create changes in ground cover on this hill. So I'm going to turn the grading plan back on, and I'm going to temporarily hide the house and the hill. And now, ignoring the actual contour lines here, I'm going to make a new shape with a rectangle tool that's basically as big as this plan that we brought in. I'm kind of ignoring the front area. I'm going to group this, and then using my freehand tool, I'm going to draw something entirely different in terms of just shape. I want like 3 or 4 different shapes here that I can use to change the material here as a drape. So I'm going to turn first I'm going to raise this back up, bring this up along the blue axis, and then I'm going to make 2 copies. So I'm copying 1. In the first version, I'm going to delete. Actually, I think we really only need 1 now that I think about it, because I just need these 2 shapes to get all 4 of these lines. So forget the whole 2 copy thing. Okay. Unhide my hill below. Hide the house just so I can see what's happening. Go ahead and hide the retaining wall as well, just so I can see what's happening with the hill. Now I want to activate drape, select my shape, and then select the hill below, and let drape do its work. So drape has now just created it's projected these lines perfectly down, and I can verify that if I look at my top view of this and then turn my perspective off, I can see that that shape has successfully been projected down onto that 3D hillside. So I don't need that shape anymore, so I can select that and delete it. Then I can unhide my house. Now, if I pull up my materials, I'm going to navigate to landscaping, fencing, and vegetation. I'm going to open this hillside up, and I'm just going to apply some basic default landscaping materials onto this, just to kind of see what it looks like. I might need to edit them down the road, but I'm not really doing this to be beautiful. I'm really more focused on making sure that I'm able to choose different materials for different faces. So if I want to go back into these at some point and edit them, I can go into my materials palette and look at my home materials. And I probably want to bump this up to something like 8 feet, so it's a little more extreme. And then I might want to go in and edit the color, bring it down a little bit, maybe take some of the saturation out of it so it's not so intense. Okay, but you don't need to spend that much time. Just really make it obvious that the drape has successfully happened. That's really all I'm looking for. The final step, but by all means, if you want to make this look great, look good, put a little work into it, I'm not going to stop you, but it's not required. My last step, I've also included a file that's called Assorted Plants and Trees. I want you just to take a couple of these and copy these or import them out of this file and into this, and place a few on the hillside. You can make as many copies as you want, but just kind of make this hillside feel a little bit more alive, and really start to hit it home that this is a hill. And you're welcome to use as many of these as you want, or if you want to bring your own in, that's totally fine. You can scale them and change the size if you want. That's totally up to you. So this is like the final icing on the cake, is just to add some plants and trees into this model, just so that we get the sense that we're looking at a hill. Okay, that just about does it for the sandbox tool. That'll do it. Thanks, guys.